joyonline.com. The Midday News is sponsored by Petrol Sol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Petrol Sol is always a delightful experience. Also brought to you by Duroplus Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC and HDPE pipes and water tank. We are the only water storage tank with a level indicator. Where Duroplus goes, water always flows. This afternoon, Teachers and Educational Workers Union will escalate industrial action as they declare a nationwide indefinite strike following an emergency executive committee meeting today.
We are not actually withdrawing everybody, because if we are withdrawing everybody, the security staff, everybody will have to go along with.
Also, the leadership of organized labor is meeting to decide whether to call a strike over government's refusal to completely cancel the imposition of a 15% VAT on electricity.
Organized labor's position is not changed from the position we espoused last, and that the initial position we held to hold today.
Also this afternoon, we focus on the alarming trends in sexual behavior. A survey shows 80% of youth engaging in unprotected sex and multiple partners, despite growing sexually transmitted diseases concerns.
Once you are at a high risk of having sexual intercourse without protecting yourself and having it with multiple partners, definitely you are contributing to HIV.
The Ghana AIDS Commission is unhappy with the development and wants more attention paid to HIV and AIDS.
Ghana is part of the HIV prevention fast-track countries. It's not for any reason. It's because new infections, or Ghana has a high burden of HIV new infection.
Also this afternoon, former President Mahama says the late electoral reform proposals announced by the Electoral Commission could wane public confidence.
Aka beye bosom 9 months, ni ato abafofro. You are now coming with major changes. You find indelible income, but you don't build the confidence of the people in the electoral process.
We'll get to hear from the Electoral Commission of Ghana, which is dismissing suggestions its proposal to cancel the use of indelible ink in the upcoming elections will compromise election integrity, as it says no final decision has been taken on the matter.
The EC hasn't said that we are not going to use indelible ink in the 2024 election. We haven't made that point anyway.
You did not use it in the district level elections. Will that be the case for the general elections?
That was the district level election.
We have details of that. Sports.
Parliament to summon Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf and GFA officials over $8.5 million budget for the Black Stars at the AFCON.
That's and more in this afternoon's package of the Midday News. I am Emefa Apawu. This is your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Please do stay on for details. Many thanks for your company. Let's start off on the labour front. And Tertiary Education Workers Union of Ghana has now officially declared an indefinite strike over what the union describes as the lackadaisical attitude in addressing concerns of workers. The union cites the failure of the government to pay Tier 2 pension allowance to fund managers, extra duty allowance, car maintenance allowance for junior staff, among others, for this in particular action. It follows an emergency National Executive Committee meeting held earlier today at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. We can hear the National President, Suleimana Abdul Rahman.
But if government is failing to listen to us, at the end of the day, we have no option than to withdraw the whole security in the public universities. And I can tell you, if that happens, what will happen? The public universities will have to be locked down.
That doesn't mean that this strike is not compulsory for all your members.
It is compulsory to every member. It is our understanding. And because we don't want the public universities, in respect of our strike, there will be chaos in the public universities. Supposing you entered onto this campus, KNUS campus here, and you wouldn't see any security, what will happen? At the end of the day, we'll come back from the strike and we'll have to face a lot of challenges. So that is why when it's a strike, we always have an essential staff to still be around. And the security is key to that, so that they will be around to make sure that they keep the place neat and safe until the strike is is called off. But of course, as I said, if we are pushed to a wall where we need to withdraw every services, that will be done. And
Well, that's Suleimana Abdulrahman, National President of TEWU. Thankfully, he will join us shortly with more details on this. But my colleague, Ohiming Terrier, has been monitoring the situation. Let's talk about the impact of this particular action by TEWU.
Yes, Emefa, for the TEWU members, they believe that once they have the numbers, they have members of about 10,000 members on the public campuses of the universities across the country. So they want to organize their members in their numbers so that government and the public universities will feel the impact of this strike action. As Mr. Suleimana did mention, they are essential members that is allowed to work in the interim. These include security officers and then secretaries to the vice chancellors and then senior administrators. For now, they want to remain at post, but when they are pushed to the wall, according to his words, they will withdraw all these members so the universities can equally come to a halt.
That's my colleague Ohiming Terrier there. Thankfully, the national president himself, Suleimana Abdulrahman, joins us on the line. We are grateful for your time here on the Midday News. Is it the case that we are hoping to cripple the entire education system in order to be heard? Hello, Mr. Rahman.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Rahman. Thank you so much for your time. I'm talking about your indefinite action this time around. 10,000 workers. Earlier, you were giving solidarity to the other, unions that were on strike. Really, what are we hoping to achieve with the number of indefinite strike that we are actually declaring?
Yes, thank you so much for the opportunity. Last week, on the 22nd of January, we gave an ultimatum to government, trying to indicate to government that if by 1st February we did not hear anything from government, we were going to declare a strike. And unfortunately, the government did not contact us. Government felt that probably the public universities workers is not so important. That is why they did not contact us. So we had an emergency meeting today, next meeting, and at the next meeting we decided that, well, we have no option than to declare a strike because government is not paying the tier 2 allowances that is expected them to pay.
But your earlier ultimatum was for 1st February. It's not 1st February yet. How then do you go ahead to declare the strike indefinitely?
So if you look at our press statement, you will see that we are saying that by tomorrow, if still we did not hear anything from government, tomorrow nobody should come to work. Because we wanted to make sure that we fulfill the Labour Act, which says that if you are to declare a strike, you must notify the government of 7 clear working days. And of course, we have fulfilled that, obligation. So it is our view that government is not ready to deal with the issues and to resolve them. And as I said, it is members that have chosen or elected us to lead them. So if the members push you to do the right thing, you cannot use your political interest to sit on them. And that is why we have no option but to act as the member has requested for us to do, which is to declare a strike.
And as leadership, you've mentioned that government has not reached out since your communication. Have you also reached out, and what's been the difficulty in government reaching out to you, you'd say?
Government is the employer. So, and the law requires, as I said, if there's a problem, we should notify them and state it very clear, which we did last week on 22nd January, as I mentioned earlier. So if it will take government last week up to today, Wednesday, and they still not see the need to respond to us, it is obvious that they are not ready to listen. And that is why we have no option than to declare a strike effective on 1st February 2024.
Okay, and that's the national president of TEWU, Suleimana Abdulrahman there. We must say that since these strikes have been declared, it's been difficult reaching government on these particular concerns, but we'll try and still work the lines. And when we do, we'll bring government reaction to you. Now, there's another looming industrial action as the Medical Laboratory Professional Workers Union, an essential healthcare service provider, also threatens to lay down their tools over government's neglect to their demands for clearly defined conditions of service. The union say they are convinced that the posture of government shows that their services are unappreciated and undervalued. They have therefore given government a 14-day ultimatum to call them to the negotiation table or they embark on a similar action. Dr. Franklin Ama is the National Vice Chairman of the union.
the point must be made that strike is one of the options. When we get there and we advise ourselves appropriately, and strike is the best, we'll take it. But I must make the point that it is not in our interest. Who are the people who bear the grudge of our strike and our actions? Is it not our relatives? So we are not really interested in going on any strike. What we are saying is that let us all push for duty bearers to act. When duty bearers act and they come to table and we have negotiations, strike will be needless. It is our considered view that 14 days is a reasonable time within which duty bearers should act.
And we also know that earlier, a 7-day ultimatum was issued by the Trade Union Congress to government to withdraw the 15% value-added tax on electricity consumption, and that expires today. Last night, we saw a statement from the Finance Ministry reaching out to the Trade Union Congress for some negotiation or further talks on this particular withdrawal. We've been hearing from NAGRAT President Angel Kabonu, who says if government does not withdraw its letter imposing tax, they will proceed on that action.
That was the principle under which we came on this issue, that the taxes have become so much, and we, the people of this country, in this way, workers, are suffocated.
So, bottom line, this restraint that you've been asked to exercise won't happen by close of date unless you get clear word that that initial letter has been withdrawn.
Yes, as I said, organized labor's position is not changed from the position we espoused last. And as I talked to you, no change is being directed, and that the initial position we held to hold today.
That's NAGRAT's President Angel Kabonu there. Now, the latest demographic survey on health reviews males and females between the ages of 15 and 24 are keeping multiple sexual partners and further engaging in unproductive sex. The statistical service that undertook the survey says the outcome is worrying as it could lead to the spread of HIV and AIDS. Director in charge of demography at the Ghana Statistical Service, Odei Jebi, tells Joy News the outcome and provides the country with raw data to enable targeted education on HIV and AIDS.
We also look at those having multiple partners and the use of condom. Yes, because that will protect you from getting an infection. So that one too, we're supposed to, for the what is called the women 15 to 24. Yes, it's 23%.
23 don't use condom.
They use the condom.
Okay.
It's supposed to be 100%.
Right.
So we ended up only what is called 23. So about 77% did not use the condom.
But are they aware of the existence of female condom?
Yes, they are aware because the Ghana AIDS Commission and other partners, the National AIDS Control, this thing, they have been what is called promoting the use of condom. Another preventive mechanism to help reduce infection.
I'm interested in the outcome of the males in this category.
Yes, for that one they are 34.5, so it's higher than the women.
Meaning more people are having sex without using condom.
Sure. Yes. That is the issue.
So that's director in charge of demography at the Ghana Statistical Service, Odei Jebi there. Well, let's get details of this particular survey. I'm really, really interested in this. And Kofi J is our in-house research analyst and data analyst. He joins me in studio with more from this. Let's talk about more from this particular survey that you've been studying.
Well, Emefa, respondents were asked a very simple question: do you use condoms? And 8 out of 10 women or females between the ages of 15 and 24, 80% said they did not use condoms in their last sex that they had, 15 to 24 years. If you go to that of male, it's around 70%. So female 7 out of 8, female 8 out of 10, and then we are talking about male 7 out of 10. But one other interesting statistic is that if you look at male, the more they get educated, the more they are likely to cheat or have multiple partners. It's the reverse at the side of the females. The more they get educated, the less they are likely to cheat.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. It's always the females that are leading. But there's also a provision of married men keeping multiple partners. What did we find?
Well, people are actually disputing this statistic because they feel it could be more because according to the report, 2 out of 10 married men in Ghana
only 2 out of 10. Okay.
actually cheat. If you go to the side of the women too, it's a bit low. It's not even up to 2, but men are higher. 2 out of 10 married men in Ghana cheat.
Well, Kofi, thank you for studying that. And you can see, Kofi, if you're watching on Facebook, that he actually is not even looking at the survey. He actually knows it offhand and talking about it. But Ghana is currently on the HIV fast-track countries because of the new infections. Director General of the AIDS Commission, Dr. Etua Henitreme, says the criminalization of people engaging in same-sex marriage and other activities is leading to the spread of the virus.
The people who contribute significant amount of new infections in the country are criminalized. One, men who have sex with men, sex workers, people who inject drugs, their activities are all criminalized in the country. So it drives them underground and prevents them from accessing the HIV prevention and treatment services to bring down the level of new infections. And remember that Ghana is one of the countries that is seen as having highest new infections.
He also indicated plans to engage influential persons in society to promote awareness about HIV and AIDS.
Because the programs that were designed for in-school HIV prevention activities have all stalled, and we need to reactivate them. We also need impactful campaign activities.
That's Director General of the Ghana AIDS Commission, Dr. Etua Henitreme. And you can get more of this on the Pulse on 3 p.m. on the Joy News channel with Elton Brobe much later today. Now, let's turn our attention to some political issues happening now. And flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, says attempts of the Electoral Commission to introduce major reforms a few months to the general election could wane the public confidence in the process. The Commission has proposed a change of dates for the election and introduce a new executive instrument for this particular election. Listen to Deputy Chair of the EC, Dr. Bosman Asare.
We are not the final determinants in that. You go through the process with the HE, it will go to the parliamentary system through the first reading, the second reading in that manner. So, and you need parliament to approve of it. But as I said, as far as we are concerned, whatever we need to do, whatever is necessary, whatever is proper, that must be done to ensure that we are able to consummate it and have the elections here. As far as we are concerned, we are well able to do that.
And we've heard from the Director of Elections of the NDC vehemently opposing this particular proposal to vote in November instead of December this year. But we've been hearing also this afternoon from the NDC flag bearer, John Dramani Mahama. For him, the proposals could result in chaos if implementation fails to yield the desired results. He's been speaking with leadership of Christian community in Koforidua as part of the Building Ghana tour. My colleague Nanaya Ojima is with the NDC flag bearer, joins us on the line. What exactly are the concerns of the former president when it comes to these proposals, Nanaya?
So this morning he was engaging the clergy at Koforidua. Here the clergy were granted opportunity to make input into the NDC manifesto. One issue that came up strongly was a peaceful electoral process. Mr. Mahama believes though there is need for all to preach a peaceful process, the EC has the major role to play in ensuring that the process is peaceful. Here is what he has been saying.
Elections are very emotive events. There are many emotive things. They say ethnicity. And it's normally, yakoye one nation. It was said Sanyoma neba. Yasha send a better to your may send a beya. Sa basa yono emma. If you say sometimes near EC yano and Twasumu, EC inquire since year to about 2020. Aka beye bosom 9 months near to about for. You are now coming with major changes. You find indelible income, but say. Oh yes, Sana, you don't build the confidence of the people in the electoral process. Say person shift the election date, and changes be person they want to bring a new CI to change the old CI. Yeah, can I say why wait till now? You don't spring surprises on people like that.
Well, that Building Ghana tour is also still underway in the Eastern region. Meanwhile, the Electoral Commission says it is yet to arrive at a final decision when it comes to the indelible ink. Yes, Dr. Bosman Asare once again.
No, the EC hasn't said that we are not going to use indelible ink in the 2024 election. We haven't made that point anywhere. What we explained was that when you look at the biometric technology, if people go through that verification process and at the same time you try to apply the ink on them, clearly it amounts to duplicity. Because the verification system basically says that this is Blessing Soga who has come to vote. After he has gone through the process, why do you still want to apply another system or the indelible ink so that it sends another signal that the same Blessing Soga has come? So that was the explanation we gave. But we haven't said we are not going to use the indelible ink in the 2024 election.
So it will be used.
That's why I said we haven't said it anyway, that we are not going to be using the indelible ink.
That's Dr. Bosman Asare. Well, at that interaction with Christian leaders in the Eastern region that is currently underway between the former president and these Christian leaders, so the issue about LGBTQ came up. We know that it's currently, that particular bill is currently at the consideration stage in Parliament, was not able to pass, and we're hoping that once they return, that issue will be considered. But this is the stance of the former president on LGBTQ.
The Assemblies of God. If we say the faith I have, Empany say Bema, Bewari Bema, Oba, Bewari Oba. Bill a war parliament, Omunyam passing, but say, I buy actually says Omo passing president on sign. If we say the attorney general like can say, Bibi a private members motion. Obetimi pass a bill with a private members motion, but enisa edekabia ebeto abanso. And based on that technicality, President has said Seba on signing. In terms of the idea between Parliament and the executive, Omoshe na Omokan.
That's former President John Dramani Mahama there in that interaction with Christian leaders on his stance on LGBTQ, mentions that as an Assemblies of God member, his faith does not support this particular move, and then also raising concerns about the president not assenting to bills that are sponsored by private members. Taking us on a quick break here on the Midday News, live on Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra. In Kumasi, we are on Love 99.5 FM and affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions. The Midday News is proudly sponsored by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Also brought to you by Duraplus Ghana Limited, where Duraplus goes, water flows. We return from the break with sports, and this afternoon, Major Mahama's mother opens up on how she's coped for the past 7 years after the gruesome murder of her son.
The murder of my son.
When budgets are tight and money difficult to come by, you want to be sure you get the best value for your money. These are not times to be spending money fixing expensive engine problems because of cheap fuel and lubricants. Drive to a Petrosol station today and buy your quality fuel and lubricants, and rest assured of fuel that lasts long and lubricants that prevent expensive engine problems. Hear the sound. Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity.
GoTV is stepping up your entertainment from the 15th of January at no extra cost to you. If you are on GoTV Value, upgrade to GoTV Plus to watch GoTV Max. Already on GoTV Plus? Upgrade to GoTV Max to enjoy GoTV Super. And if you are on GoTV Max, upgrade to GoTV Super to enjoy the best of the best on GoTV Super Plus. Don't wait. Step up your entertainment today. It's on us. GoTV. Love it. T's and C's apply.
Dive into a new era of news consumption with myjoyonline.com, your go-to destination for cutting-edge journalism, giving you the most credible stories from business to politics and from sports to entertainment. Myjoyonline.com introduces an upgraded news website meticulously designed to empower you with an enriched browsing experience like never before. Intuitive navigation, Navigate through an array of revamped categories that cater to all interests. Join the conversation with our interactive comments section. Get live TV,
confidence of the football
radio,
community. They can actually borrow.
and podcast of your favorite TV and radio shows on Joy and Adom platforms. Powerful search. Find any story with ease with a simple click. Access precisely what you're looking for. Experience the future of news browsing with myjoyonline.com.
Thanks for staying with us. Let's do sports.
Thank you very much, Emefa. This is a big one because a comprehensive parliamentary investigation is set to take place into Ghana's spending at the AFCON. This follows the alleged $8.5 million budget for the Black Stars' participation in the tournament. Now, Love FM's Delali Atiasi has more in this report.
Oblakwa says the Minister of Youth and Sports and other public officials, including members of the Ghana Football Association, will all have to be hauled before Parliament to account for the money spent at the AFCON 2023.
The level of financial recklessness. That is why I insist that there ought to be a full-scale parliamentary probe. And when the House resumes, we are going to file a motion for a full-scale parliamentary inquiry. And all those ministers and public officials, including those at the FA, who think that they should rather insult me instead of accounting to the Ghanaian people on the thought processes that went into coming up with this budget and why they will, at this time of unprecedented economic crisis, come up with this staggering amount of $8.5 million. They should know that all of them will be made to account and there will be sanctions. It is just a matter of time.
Many Ghanaians will be happy to know of the outcome of this inquiry when Parliament finally resumes on the 6th of February 2024.
So yeah, that's a report by Love FM's Delali Atiasi.
We'll see how that push for that probe goes. Now, it was a tragic loss 7 years ago when a soldier, Major Maxwell Mahama, was brutally murdered by some residents of Denshroboase. Well, this week we know that the Accra High Court sentenced 12 people, including the former assemblyman of the area, to life imprisonment, while 2 others were acquitted and discharged. Well, today, the Attorney General, Godfred Yeboah-Dame, is hinting that Cabinet is currently considering 2 bills to deal with mob justice and to enhance the criminal justice system. My colleague, Richard Kojonyako, and also head of our legal affairs desk, joins us with details of this. Let's talk about the reason for the visit by the family first off.
Well, so Major Mohammed's mother, his uncle, and the wife, plus other family members were at the office of the Attorney General. They say the case call ostensibly on the AG, and it seems, for what they say, has been a great job the prosecution has done in the case that spanned 7 years. They say even though the judgment kept long in coming, they are at least grateful that at least a closure has been arrived at. So generally, it was an expression of gratitude.
Well, but we know also about these 2 bills that he's talking about. At which stage are they? Did he mention, and how soon we will see it come to light?
So these 2 bills, the AG mentioned that they are currently before Cabinet and it's at the consideration stage. And the bills are supposed to deal with the delays in the prosecution of criminal cases and how to even deal with mob justice. And so it said that very soon the bill will be sent to Parliament.
That's head of our legal affairs desk, Richard Kojonyako there. I'll take you to Parliament briefly, where the Public Accounts Committee has directed auditors to surcharge education directors at the La Dadekotopon Education Service if they fail to collect 34,000 cedis rent in 2 weeks. James Aveji joins us with details. What more has been happening, James?
Yes, Emefa. So it's been a series of referrals and directives because in the Echuma Wabieja directorate to the district directors have been directed to pay some 24,000 Ghana cedis of on-end salary paid to one teacher in the district if they fail to collect that from him. And so the Education Ministry actually is still before the committee answering questions from some other districts as well.
That's my colleague James Aveji and Jackie. I was going to say Max.
Max and Jackie.
Max and Jackie. And Jackie's here in the studios. What are we talking about today?
Well, Emefa, social media is on fire today. But first of all, let me ask you this. If anyone wrongs you or crashes you so bad and apologizes, would you accept that?
I'll forgive, but I can't forget. Immediately.
Okay. Well, it's been more than a week since Mozambique eliminated Ghana from AFCON, and the captain, Midday, has finally apologized. Let's listen.
Hi, everyone. These past days has been very difficult days for every Ghanaian football fan, myself. I'd like to apologize for the results in the AFCON that we just exited. we should have done better, that we should have got better results too.
All right, and
that's a good
apart
captain.
yeah, that's a good captain. And Richard Ofori apologized 2 days ago, and last night GFA also apologized. But then, on the back of Andrew's apology, Sarkodie also commented, and he says that you love your country, and we love and appreciate you, King. We can be in our feelings because of how attached we were and we are when we see the flag. But trust me, we are grateful for your efforts. And also, Davido commented, and he says nothing spoiled Baba, but other people are also calling for his early retirement.
Oh no,
there's another group of people talking about
we love our day like that.
Yeah, so he's trending today.
That's it for the midday news, and only strong men do apologize, and we actually accept your apology, but is it a little too late? Well, we'll see. And that's it for the midday news. There's more when you log on to myjoyonline.com. 2 out of 10 married men cheat on their spouses. That's the Ghana Statistical Service report. I am Emefa Apawu. Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil is up.